Greetings once again, my friends, and welcome back to more E3 2018 coverage on Drak Vlogs. And today we're covering the final press conference that officially happened, not necessarily a press conference, more of a showcase, as we cover the Nintendo Direct as well as the Nintendo Treehouse, mostly the Nintendo Direct for 2018. And so for people who haven't watched these videos before, once again, I don't necessarily go through it point for point. I'm going to give you what I think were bad decisions. I'm going to give you what I think were good decisions, and then overall give a final grade. So here we go, starting with the bad decisions for the Nintendo Direct for 2018. There really wasn't a whole lot of bad here. A lot of the stuff that they had to announce was fairly engaging. We did have more Pokemon Let's Go information, which... Actually, you know what? Like, I want to call that a bad, but it's not necessarily a bad. Let's see. Anything else that we can do? Not really. There really isn't any negatives for it. So let's just go ahead and bounce on the positives. The first thing they had to reveal was a new game that they're working on. I think a new IP called Daemon X Machina. Looked really, really good. It's a mech game, and I've been wanting a mech game for a good long while here. The only thing I'm kind of interested in is whether or not Kojima Productions is involved, because some of the designs looked very Zone of the Enders. So I would be very interested in that one. I haven't gotten that confirmation just yet. We did also get some Xenoblade DLC, which is the Torn of the Golden Country, which is coming this September. So Xenoblade fans rejoice. You guys get that. We got Pokemon Let's Go coverage, which is just more stuff you already knew, but as an addition... the Pokemon, or the Pokeball from, I think, yeah, it was a Pokeball Go add-on. I will get it out eventually. They've decided to add their own one, which is called the Pokeball Plus, which is workable with Pokemon Let's Go. And, for those who are interested, it will come with Mew. So if you haven't gotten Mew for Pokemon Go, this is the way to be able to get him. We also got Super Mario Party, which is coming out this October. It actually looks pretty fun. I haven't been invested in a Mario Party game in a long time. And the only way that I'm invested in this and the way it looks is if they actually do what they did with the 3DS, which is basically incorporate what made the funner elements of what made other Mario Party games good. If Super Mario Party is basically an overall integration of that, I have no problems. If it's just another Mario Party, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed. I'm just going to be honest there. So it's kind of an iffy. Fire Emblem Three Houses was also announced. I'm not the biggest Fire Emblem fan, but this actually made me go and reach out to Romney, my buddy, who is like my Fire Emblem source, and just say, do I need to know all this information? Because this game is really getting me excited for spring 2019 when it comes out, and I actually want to kind of do a review for it, even though I know nothing about Fire Emblem lore. But yeah, it really intrigued me, so it did its job. Fortnite was announced as available literally that day for Nintendo Switch. I think as of right now, it's sitting at about 2 or 3 million downloads. So good for Fortnite. That was actually a good decision to get it on the Nintendo Switch. There was an indie showcase. I couldn't really point out any major games that caught my eye. It was kind of iffy. I mean, I saw Hollow Knight, and that one is actually up on my reviewing blog pretty soon, so you guys can check that out. Octopath Traveler, I announced this also on the Square Enix conference, but all they had was a brand spanking new demo is coming out June 14th. I'm looking forward to that. Dragon Ball FighterZ coming to Switch. That's amazing. That's one of those things that I think needs to be on the Switch. Dragon Ball FighterZ fans, rejoice. You have it on Switch now. And the majority of this conference was based around one game. Well, two roughly. They wanted to cover Pokemon, but Pokemon had already had its reveal. This one hadn't. And so they decided to reveal Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, coming this December. And for people who are already asking, like, did we get any character reveals or anything like that? Yes, we did. In fact, all of them. Everybody who's ever been in a Smash Brothers game is coming back. So you get Snake from Brawl, Bayonetta, Cloud, Ryu, Wolf from Brawl. All of the people who have been out from wherever game, they are coming back. And in some cases, they got character overhauls to be able to make them more unique characters. Now, from the gameplay that I actually saw, That was a good thing. That way you don't have too many, what they decided to call echo characters, which are basically like, the best example I can give for you guys is Falco way back in the day would have been considered an echo character for Fox. Ganondorf back in the day would have been considered an echo character for Captain Falcon. This time around, they decided to make them as individualized as possible, which I thought was a good idea. I also thought it was a good idea to, instead of giving them multiple colors of costume or multiple colors for other costumes, they decided to integrate other costumes. So I thought that was a good decision. For example, Link is going to be kind of default in his Breath of the Wild attire, but you can also get him in classic stuff. I'm guessing they're going to bring back Skyward Sword and probably even Ocarina of Time to put those costumes into the mix. Zelda also got a little bit of an overhaul. She's not going to be reflecting of Breath of the Wild. Instead, their model is going to be based on A Link Between Worlds. That is awesome as far as I'm concerned. And again, multiple costumes. Let's go nuts with this. I actually don't even have a problem if you want to add in the Breath of the Wild Zelda model for how that character works. I'm okay with it. Now, we did get 2 technical character announcements. One was an Echo character. They did announce Daisy is going to be entering into the mix, and she is an Echo character of Princess Peach. Now, I wasn't too excited about this, but I have since talked to a few people who were ecstatic about this because they love Daisy over Peach. So good on you guys. I'm glad that you're going to be able to get that. But I think the bigger character announcement that came later was more of what people wanted, as Ridley is going to be hitting the big time and is entering Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And I'm just going to go ahead and say that it shouldn't have said hit the big time. It should have said is scaring all the children. Because the model that they got for it was freaky as hell. My daughter just so happened to walk in during the Ridley reveal, and she freaked out. So that already tells you something. I like the model, personally. I like the other skins are based off of Metroid Samus Returns, as well as I think they actually got a classic Ridley one. That's really what you should go for. This new one is really dark, and I think it's actually also based off of Other M. So at that point, it's like, ooh. I can already see a bunch of kids getting scared at that. But that's where they decided to go with it, and Ridley has basically been scaled down to, I think they said he was the height of Donkey Kong, and he has his own moveset. He basically drags you around the floor. He likes to impale you with his tail, all that fun stuff. He is available... or he is playable, and we actually got to see a couple of bouts with Ridley in the mix. They also did announce that they were going to be retooling the Inkling amiibo to have Smash functionality, as well as we got to see the Ridley amiibo. So you guys can officially get your hands on that very soon. Aside from that, though, there wasn't a whole lot there, at least as far as I'm concerned. Before people jump down my throat, I love the idea of Smash Bros. Ultimate. But what really this looks like to me, and after hearing commentary from Sakurai as well as other people, is that it's just basically a culmination so that Sakurai can go and work on something else. And I have been hearing talk here and there that Sakurai wants to be working on something else, hence why he's kind of moved over with Namco Bandai to be able to do that. And at that point, I mean, it's not bad. I'm not disappointed in the announcement. I thought Ridley was actually a good reveal. I'm kind of disappointed that mini bosses it doesn't look like they're returning, and Ridley was one of them. So I'm disappointed in that. But I mean, we already had like so many cool new arenas that were announced, as well as character revamps and all that stuff. And Sakurai did kind of confirm that there were other characters probably coming, other DLC characters. But this time around, they just wanted to give everybody everything. And I can't necessarily fault them for that. That was probably a good decision for Smash Bros. Ultimate, especially considering it sounds like Sakurai does not want to come back for it. Like, and if he doesn't want to do it, I completely understand. But I can't confirm that either or. So, well, I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I like Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I'm excited for it. I can't wait for December when I can pull it out, and we can have a bunch of brawls probably for you guys. You guys have been screaming for more Smash, and it's been a while since we've done it, so we might even try and make that work. I'm not knocking it by any stretch. I'm excited for it, but I I am a little disappointed at the Nintendo Direct, and the main reason being is that they didn't have a whole lot to announce, and even they admitted later that most of their announcements were geared towards Pokemon and Smash. So that meant we didn't get Metroid Prime 4. We didn't get any other projects that they're working on. And they did technically address this in the Treehouse, that it's not that they're not working on them. They are, but I don't think anybody doubted that. They just didn't have anything really to announce for them, which is disappointing. I would have at least liked to have seen where Namco Bandai was on Metroid Prime 4 to see if maybe they're stepping in the right direction, maybe they're not. That's just me, though. Overall, as a final grade for this one, again, you could have included so much more to it. What we got was fine, but you could have included so much more. I'm going to give it a B-. I think there was so much more room for potential for Nintendo to be able to showcase so much more for the Switch. Even if they spent a little while on the third parties, that would have been great, but what we got wasn't necessarily a bad thing. And that's going to go ahead and do it for this video. So when we come back for our final video of E3 2018, I will give my final thoughts, and we will call it good, basically. So thank you guys so much for your continued love and support, and of course, I'll see you guys next time.